We'll just wait a little bit, let some people hop on here real quick. All right. Good morning, everybody. Diego Martinez, candidate for governor of California and Waking Up California. How's everybody doing this morning? We're letting a few people come on board. If you are in Instagram or Facebook, thank you guys for joining me today. Send a request to be on your live. Somebody sent a request, so let's see what we got here. Let's get people going here, right? This morning, let's get as many guests as we can. I send you a request back. Let's see if you got it.
There we go. How are you doing it this morning?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. So I saw your Spanish live. It was really great. I liked it.
I appreciate it. We're going to be in Bakersfield on Saturday at the block party, and I want to invite everybody who's in your area out there to come join us. We actually have a band going on. We got a little bit of food. You guys could buy the Diego Martinez for Governor t-shirts. We're going to have them there. We also have the female ones where it's a V-cut. So we have different styles that you guys could buy, and that's a perfect place to buy them. They're going to be only for $25. So that's this Saturday in Bakersfield. Sunday, there's a debate, and I'm going to put the link where everybody can watch the Zoom debate on Sunday. Starts around 1 o'clock. It's like a 3-hour debate. They got a bunch of people coming, some Democrats, some Republicans. If anything, it'll be interesting to see what that debate's about. Monday, I gotta do this real quick and we'll talk, Nate. Monday, I'm gonna be at the VA again. You guys saw a lot of homeless vets. What a lot of you guys didn't see is the video that I did live when I went on Instagram and did live. That was before anybody got there. We have a great interview with Robert Rosebert and James Spencer, who have been out there week in and week out, getting in front of these veterans, putting up the tents for them, helping them get what they need. So I want to recognize Robert and James Rosebert and Spencer, Robert Rosebert and James Spencer, who have done just a beautiful job helping out our veterans out there in LA. I mean, we're going to be out there again on Monday. The interview's up. I believe we put it up. It just got finished up, so it's up. It's an hour and 9 minutes long of what happened. And these guys are telling you the ins and outs of what's going on in the VA and the corruption that's happening to our vets that are coming back. So I want everybody to check out that interview. And again, Robert and James, you guys are great. And I thank you guys for just the hour that you guys spent with me and gave me the insight of what's going on to our veterans. If you guys saw the video, you guys know what I'm talking about. We have veterans who are sleeping outside in the street. James actually did a program where he got them tents. Okay, and then they got little cottages where little bunks where they sleep, so they're not sleeping on the floor. But it's sad to see that our veterans are coming back and they're getting treated that way. Our veterans really need to start getting taken care of. So if you guys are out there on Monday for the flags ceremony at the Veterans Hall, I will be there in LA. I'll get the address so everybody has it on the bottom here when we get offline. 27th of June. I'm going to be in San Diego. We're going to be talking about childcare and how to make that grow. And we've been over there already talking about beauty salons and beauty schools, how they need to grow up. But this is about childcare. I'll put that information out. July 4th, I'm having a fundraiser, Valley Springs, Smokehouse Cafe. We have a band. Tickets, we're actually making everything affordable right now. Tickets are only $40 because we can actually put over 1,000 people where we're having it. We have a band and a DJ. We have food coming. So for $40, buy your tickets early. If you get there at the door, it's $50 for those tickets. July 10th, we're up at Lake County for another fundraiser. Lake County, I know you guys are struggling with money and finances, and even Mendocino County struggling with water. But we're only going to do those tickets for $20. We're also going to have a band there playing. Come out, come enjoy dinner. Come out and dance a little bit. Have a night out. It's really affordable what we're doing it for right now. So I also know my buddies over here in Bakersfield have an event on July 10th. What do you guys got going on, Nate?
I'm Sammy, Nathan.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, On July 10th, they're having a Turning Point USA. It's Kern County Turning Point USA. I'm the president of it, and we're throwing a Freedom Action Conference here in Bakersfield. The president of Western Pacific Research, the lobbying group that got Arnold Schwarzenegger as governor. They are running Kevin McCarthy, Shannon Grove, Vince Fong. The president of that group, firm is going to be speaking at the event. Terry Maxwell, radio host, is going to be speaking at the event. It's going to be a good event here in Bakersfield. It's going to be, more speakers are announced. I'm working on Kevin McCarthy right now, and it's an event to just talk about issues that are going on and get together and kind of just let's see what our issues are, come up with solutions, and act. That's why it's called the Freedom Action Conference, because we're here to talk about solutions, but then act on them as well.
Well, sorry I won't be able to be there, but maybe I could join you guys in Zoom. I'm also going to be in Zoom in Ventura County that day. So maybe we could do something with that. I wish I could be there to support you guys, but I got to be up at the fundraiser in Lake County because, right now we need all the money we can get and we need all the fundraising we can get going so that we can get on television, get some of these commercials out, and let people know who I am.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Diego. People need to know your message.
So I heard you guys' interview yesterday. I'm sure that's what you're calling. So
yeah,
ask away, brother. It's your show right now.
I'm just gonna ask you right now. You brought up childcare. Can you give us a quick rundown, just the basics of what your childcare plan is?
Well, right now, what happens is the childcare industry is suffering. People don't know this, but childcare providers have not gotten a raise in over 10 years. Not only that, they're limited to how many childs they can have per license. And it should be per employee that you have, you should be able to have X amount. So we're going to help them open it up a little bit where they can actually get paid what they deserve, but also be able to, if their facility and their staffing increases, they should be able to increase the amount of child that they have, because child care is important to every family. It's an essential. Whether you were an essential worker or not, how they called you, child care is essential, because without child care, most of us can't work. Most of us can't go do our life. Most of us can't go to school. So we have to take better care of our child care providers and the people in that industry.
That sounds good to me. I couldn't agree more. I think that's a very good and comprehensive plan.
The idea is to go and talk to the union, figure out how we can make child care better, how to help the child care providers be able to do their jobs better. Might be a little bit more regulating. And what I mean by that is more home visits, making sure that if we double your capacity of kids, you still got to be able to go over there and inspect what you expect out of them and make sure that the child is actually getting taken care of the way they need to be and properly.
I couldn't agree more. Sounds really good to me. So yesterday, me and Max Bonilla, aka Open the Schools Now, we were doing a live with Wildstar, who's also a gubernatorial candidate. He agreed to doing a live debate with you, me, Max, and him. Do you agree? It's not really a debate. Look at it as more of like a town hall, a discussion to let people know who's who and what you guys stand for. Do you agree to doing it?
I'm always available. And I got asked to jump on yesterday. The reason I didn't was because I was at Home Depot. Okay. Quite wasn't dressed exactly how I like to get online. And I know that was his moment with you guys. So I just sat idly by and watched some of his policies. I've had the pleasure of being at a debate with him. I know who he is. I thought he was running as a libertarian. I never knew he was trying to run as a Republican, because he's a little bit off on the Republican subject there. But, it is what it is. Whenever you guys want to put it together, let me know. You guys know I'm available all the time.
Are you available, let's say, let's do tomorrow? Are you available tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday. I'd have to get back to you this afternoon. I have to look at my calendar and see what we got.
I'll DM you and we'll talk on there about the details for that. Another question I have to let the viewers know: where do you stand on property tax?
So we talked about this before. I voted no on Prop 13. I voted no on Prop 19. I believe that once you pay off your house, you shouldn't have no more property taxes. You already paid it off. I don't understand how you buy something And even if you paid it off, you're still paying taxes, even though you've already paid it off. If you buy something, you paid it off, you shouldn't have to pay taxes on your property after you paid off your property. It doesn't make sense. We can actually get tax and revenue for the state of California in many different ways, and taxing people to death is not the way to do it. But the other solution is not saying right now, I'm not going to tax anybody, and then in 10 minutes telling you that the county treasurer is going to hold your tax money and expose it the way they do, because now you're taxing people. And if anybody really thinks that if you have no taxes in the state of California, that corporations or businesses are going to volunteer paying taxes, that's not going to happen. Because most businesses, I own a business, we try to find every loophole to pay as little taxes as we can, legally. So for somebody to actually believe that somebody's going to volunteer to pay taxes, none of us do. Nobody volunteers to do it. We just have to do it. And to actually think that you can run a state with no tax whatsoever, where's your revenue? Where are you going to pay the bills? Where are you going to pay the welfare? Where are you going to pay the medical? Where are you going to pay retirement for all the police officers and all the government workers? Where are you going to pay your elected officials? Where are you going to pay these people from?
That right there is going to be a good topic for you and the other candidate, Wildstar. That's going to be certainly one of the topics that we bring up, Diego. Like I said, I'm rooting for you. I support you. And I'm going to hop off right now, but I'll get to you in your DMs about the debate. I love being on your lives. I always do. I learn something new every time, and I appreciate that about you. And I'll see you soon, man. I wish you the best, Diego.
Yeah, we'll see.
Make sure to follow Diego. Make sure to follow myself, Open the Schools, and a lot of other people like us. Bye, Diego.
I'll see you later. Thanks for joining us. Ralph White, I just actually put you on, see if you could come on. Accepted for you to come on, see if it'll let you come off. It looked like you wanted to come on. So that's what's going on right now, right? I heard that live yesterday. I'm more than willing to debate with anybody, anytime, any place. It's just part of the business. We don't say that anybody's hiding or running or anything from anybody. So how's it going?
Doing fine. I was glad meeting you and enjoyed what little chat we had. I know you had a busy schedule, but I really enjoyed meeting you.
Yep. How's it going up? You're in William. No.
Sacramento.
Right.
Orangeville.
Sorry. I was up north, the other side. I was thinking around Williams, but no, you're up in Sac.
Yeah,
right?
I'm up in Sacramento, a little town called Orangeville, actually, is where I live.
Know it very well.
Yeah.
I'm only a couple hours away from you guys. I'm over here in Sonora, California.
Yeah, that's a good place. I've been busy trying to get my RV fixed up with, I want to get solar panels put in so I can travel with it and be able to use it without having to run a generator. That's what I've been working on lately. But
well, hope you get it done.
yeah, I'm working on it. I hope to have it done within a month or two.
Well, wish you the best on that. Do you have any questions that you want to ask? Any policies that you want to ask about?
No, I'm glad to see that you're supporting our veterans, and I just really would like to see, Turning Point is a very strong political group, and if you could see Turning Point, you could get the Republicans behind you on that, and they'll support you, and they help put people in office. Turning Point's a very strong program.
I will get a looking at Turning Point when we get offline today, and I thank you for that lead because we need all the help we can get.
Get on YouTube and look up Turning Point on YouTube, and you can see how strong it is. There are many, many strong people. I mean, politicians, all the way colleges, I mean, everything. But Turning Point, I don't know if you know much about them, but they help high school and college students prepare them for office in the government.
All right. Well, we'll definitely take a look at them and see if we can get a hold of them and see what we can do.
Yeah, well, I wish the best for you. I don't want to take all your speech time. I do listen to you a lot. I don't always join, but I do listen, and I do watch the videos. So, and I am trying to pass the word out. And hopefully someday I'll be able to get on the website and be able. I'd like to see if get some flags going for 2024 or 2022. I mean, and some Diego Martinez flags. Need to start getting them out.
Thanks for joining us this morning, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully you get your RV going over there in Sacramento, all right?
Yeah, well, give us some anyway a chance to move on the move, be able to travel and help with you maybe if it comes to that. I'm working on it.
I appreciate it. Keep passing my videos and sharing them. Keep liking them, and I appreciate you guys' support. That helps a lot, and I will talk to you next time around, okay?
All right. Well, God bless you and take care and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
So we were talking about the veterans and what's going on with the veterans. I want you guys to check out the video that, like I said, that I was with Robert Rosebert and James Spencer on, because they are both very highly in there. They know what's going on with our veterans. They understand some of the problems that are going on, and they've been there since the beginning, and they've been helping our veterans get tents. I mean, without James Spencer, you couldn't get the tents that these guys have, and it was a lot of these guys tell you that's a game changer for them, because they're able to actually sleep in something instead of being on the sidewalk. It's a shame that people are complaining about our veterans sleeping on the sidewalk, but they're complaining not because they're sleeping there because they think it's an unjust. They're complaining because it's an eyesore. It should be more about not that it's an eyesore that our veterans are sleeping out. It should be the fact that our veterans are sleeping outside on a sidewalk, outside of the VA. That should be what people should be complaining, and they shouldn't be complaining to the county about the veterans being there. They should be complaining to the county on why they're not doing something to get those veterans inside into a building. We drove around, and James Spencer could actually, in the interview, will tell you all about it. We drove around, and there's vacant buildings in there, but apparently they're leasing those buildings to private citizens for zero rent for 75 years. And then they gave them $50 million to redo the place and lease it out to somebody else. Yet our veterans are outside. I don't know where that's okay. I don't understand where anybody thinks that it's okay for men and women who have fought for our freedom, who have fought for this country, to actually be sleeping outside and then turn around and go complain about them. On Instagram, I have a video that I did by myself before anybody got there, and it shows the condition. But if you go back to the hour video that we're making sure that everybody gets a hold of right now, where James Spencer is talking about the corruption, what's really going on to our veterans, why nobody's helping them. That's a very touching and informative video, and I want to invite everybody to watch it. And we're going to set up something where we can get some donations going for those veterans who are sleeping outside. They don't deserve that. If you served our country, thank you. And we will help, and we will find a way to make this better for everybody who has, for every veteran that's homeless right now. Our veterans should never be homeless. It's a shame that we have such a big homeless problem in the state of California. We know about mental health. We know that we need to help our homeless people. We know that we need to reopen mental health. We know that 70% of them will get off the street. But our veterans need mental health. They need a facility where our veterans could be with other veterans, where they deal with each other better, where they take care of each other, where the VA steps up and actually does what they're paid to do, or what they're supposed to do. 30% of our homeless people are going to help us build our housing, whether it's old warehouses or old military bases, just like where the VA has the old buildings just sitting there where we can house quite a bit, get them re-educated, get them some trade schools, get them through the rehab centers that they need, get them the information and the help that they need to be able to be productive members of society. That's what we need to do with our homeless. But we also need to do the same program for our veterans. I was out there talking to them, and I told them about the idea, and not one of them said, no, I wouldn't help build my own housing. No, I wouldn't. They all were eager and willing to get out there and help us build the housing. They don't want nothing free. And guess what? It's not free. They've sacrificed their life. They sacrificed everything to be able to go serve our country and for our freedom. And we can't provide housing for them. Yeah, we could provide housing for everybody else. We need to change that, and we need to start with here in California. We need to make a difference, and we need to take care of our veterans. They need medical need. They should be able to go to the local hospital and get what they need. If they need dental assistance, they should be able to go and get it taken care of. We have problems here in San Diego with veterans homeless here too. My husband's active duty Navy, and we help them as much as we can. I believe that's what's going to say. It doesn't let me read the rest of it. We're going to help our veterans. And I know San Diego is another place that I got to go visit and visit the homeless veterans there, because San Diego is a military base. It's a military town. And this is when I talk about our elected officials. Where's the mayor of San Diego? Where's the mayor of LA? Where's this county council? Where are our politicians when we see our veterans doing this? The worst part is a lot of politicians run on, I'm a veteran. So you're a veteran, but you don't care about the vets that are sleeping outside homeless. But you're one of our politicians now. Or you're running for office, yeah, you don't go visit the VA. You don't go visit the homeless vets. It's a shame, right? But you'll run on that you served our country, but you won't run on the fact that your brother, your sister are sleeping outside on the street as veterans. In the VA, nothing's happening. You will not voice for those people, but you will use the title that you're a vet to get into office. I'm not a veteran. My brothers are. My nephews will be. From my brothers to my nephews, they have served. They have sacrificed. It's time that we give them back what they have sacrificed. It's time that we show our appreciation for our veterans. And Memorial Day weekend, it's not about a long weekend. It's about remembering the men and women who have fought, who have lost their lives for us to be able to do what we do every day. And it's a shame that we have a vice president and a president who show absolutely zero acknowledgement for these people. Can you touch on California water issues too? Some people don't know you have brought that up. Would it be, it'd be good in advance? Be good in advance of Lake. It doesn't let me read the rest. Unfortunately, when I'm live, for some reason, it doesn't let me read the rest of the message. But the answer is yes, Margaret. We're going to talk about water. So a lot of you guys, if you guys heard the earlier program, if you didn't, July 10th, I'm going to be up in Lake County. We have a fundraiser. I'm going to put all the details out. If you buy the tickets online first, they're only $20. If you show up in person, they're $30. It's a fundraiser to help me get the funds that we need to keep running for office. But we're also going to have music. We're going to have a dance. We're going to have a couple of the local speakers that are there that are running for local offices. Like you guys know, I have always talked about supporting other candidates who are running for office. So we are going to do that. And one of the big topics for me when I go up to Lake County, Mendocino County, the Central Valley where I live, is water. We have a huge water issue in the state of California. Unfortunately, the water issue is a man-made water issue. Show up where? When you guys show up to the event in Lake County, it'll be $30 there. If you buy it online, it's $20 tickets. I will get you guys the address. There's a flyer flowing around my pages right now. Take a look at it so you guys know where we're going to be at. Talking about water, our water issues are man-made issues because we're dumping more water into the ocean than what we're putting in our reservoirs. We also need to do our infrastructure. Our infrastructure in our dams and our reservations are outdated. We need to refix them. We need to strengthen them, but we need to do new reservations out here, reservoirs where we can put our water. We need to be able to have 3 years worth of water supply in California at any given time. Desalination plants are already up in California. They're not running because Governor Brown shut them down. So I'm going to be working with the private individuals who own them so that we can get them going again, and we can work a deal out with Arizona, Nevada, and any other state that might need water, that they can purchase the water from us here in California. So we're going to have water available. The water problem should never be a problem. We should never dump more water in the ocean that's needed. Why is this important? First of all, Mendocino County, there's trucking their water in. That should never happen. We have enough water without dumping it into the ocean that everybody would have enough water that they need. We need to relook at the water rights, make sure that everybody has enough fair water for everybody. The problem is that our population is growing, and when they first built the water rights, they didn't do enough for our population growth, which now costs us to not have enough water in the Central Valley. We give it all away. We're dumping water in the ocean. We're not conserving it. We don't have enough dams built because our infrastructure is bad. So we need to get our infrastructure better in our dams. We need to build reservoirs where we can hold water. We need to maintain 3 years worth of water supply in one reservation where we can get it all the time when we need it. Our excess water, we should be able to sell it to Arizona, Nevada, and any other of the drier states that are going to need the water. Of course, taking care of California first. You don't want water to sit in a reservoir for 10 years. So what you do is you keep rotating it to a certain limit. You can sell that limit, then you fill it back up, then you keep going. It's not about, oh, we're just making water to go ahead and sell. We're going to do that just to get the revenue coming back into the state, but you got to have water in reserve. And of course, we need to stop giving water away. We need to stop dumping our water. California should never be in a drought. California should never be dry. So those are some of the things that we need to look at in the water. We used to produce 80% of the food in the United States, which came out of the Central Valley. Right now, we're down to 30%. And if we keep going with the water drought like we're going to be down to 10%. It's ironic, though, that they regulate California. They regulate what you can and can't put to grow your vegetables, the water you use, this, that, right? But we're buying food from other countries that they don't regulate as much. There's something wrong with that program. If we get our water back to our farmers, we get our water back to their Central Valley, we'll be able to get healthier food. We'll be able to keep our economy going, and there's more revenue coming into the state of California. So that is our water plan. I'm looking at some of the questions that we have had. My California Police Board, Diego Martinez. Thank you guys for that. Okay, so I did find out why the vets were not permitted to be in the grass area. They actually said that some of them are allowed there, some of them aren't. But once you go into the grass area, some of these guys are drinking alcohol, and they said that they're not allowed to be in there if they're going to be drinking alcohol. So a lot of the guys decided to stay on the outside so they're not controlled if they can have a beer or not. So that's why some of those guys didn't jump the fence and go over there. Even that area isn't the greatest, if you guys see that. But what you guys see in the tents, which is funny because James Spencer actually breaks it down really well. What you guys see in the tents are actually veterans who are at the hospital, who are getting helped, but they're putting them outside in tents. It's kind of nuts. We're actually going to be there on Monday at 3 o'clock at the VA. They have a flag ceremony or flag parade, so we're going to be there. If you're in the area, come on out. Come say thank you to these guys. Come see what we're talking about. It's heartbreaking what you see with our veterans out there. Thank you for joining us from Mississippi and from India and from anywhere else where everybody else is joining us. It's funny. All of a sudden, we're getting a bunch of people from different countries that join us, come in and out all the time. We're going to apparently have a debate on Sunday. It's via Zoom. So I will put the link where if any of you guys want to watch the debate, looked like they had about 30 candidates or something like that. I'm going to participate in it. Welcome all of you guys to join. We'll put the link online so you guys could zoom in there and be able to watch the debate, give everybody a different, to see where people are coming from and a different point of views. I always think that everybody's point of view is always important. For those of you guys who are in the San Diego area, I'll be out there June 27th. We're going to be talking about daycare providers, and the good things about what's going on. What you guys been hearing about the news a little bit, I have a note here that we need to talk about. Kamala Harris, she's in charge of our border crisis. Unfortunately, she hasn't been out to the borders. She hasn't been anywhere. She doesn't understand what the problem is. The biggest problem was made by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, inviting immigrants to just come on in that 100-day program that they were trying to do for people to be able to come in here and be able to come in the United States, right? They say open borders, but closed the borders on these people, left them, brought the kids in. That causes human trafficking problems that we need to address, especially here in the state of California, because we are a bordering town to another country. So what the theory is, when kids are coming into Laredo, Texas, they're getting flown over to California, then they're getting put in housing, and then nobody hears about these kids. So are these kids getting used for human trafficking? That's something that we really need to find out. We need to find out how corrupt our government is from top to bottom. We actually need to flush out the toilet in Sacramento and find out what's going on with these kids. Find out where they're going. Why are we housing kids, not parents? Why is it that if we're allowing kids to come over here, we're not allowing their parents to come with them? Why are we moving kids from Laredo, Texas to California? Do we have a border problem? Yes, we do. We have a serious border problem. And most of us, we don't care about it because it doesn't affect our everyday life. It doesn't affect us because we don't see it. It's not like the homeless problem that's right on top of us. This is something that's going on either down south, and if you're up north, you never see it. If you're in Laredo, Texas, you know what I'm talking about. If you're in the San Diego area, you know what I'm talking about when we start talking about border issues and border problems. That's why it's very important that we get the right governor that will shut down the borders, finish building the wall, and do an immigration reform program. That does not mean to keep bringing people in. What it means is that we fix the immigration problem that we have here in California, and we fix it right for once and for all. And what I mean by that is finish the wall, shut down the border. If you have a work permit to go back and forth, you're allowed to go back and forth, go to work. The border affects us all. We all need to secure it now. 100% agree with you on that, and we will. Now, the people that are here that are getting free everything from us will only thing they're going to get is an exchange for their free medical, their free money, everything else that we've been giving them free. We're going to exchange that for a 4-year work permit so that they can actually start paying California taxes, federal taxes, just like the rest of us. So then the California taxpayers could get a tax break, because instead of 2/3 of California paying for taxes, we have 100% of the California people paying for taxes. At that point, that will reduce the amount of taxes that each and every single one of us have to pay. Second fold of that, people who came to this country legally, who've been waiting for years because their stuff is backlogged. Well, we're going to free up immigration by supporting these people with a 4-year work permit, getting them to pay California state taxes, getting them to do everything the right way, prove to us that they've earned the right to be in the United States, to be part of California. At that point, it relieves the immigration system, which will allow them to take a lot of the cases that have been backlogged, that haven't been taken care of, so we can move those people along the process and get them their citizenship or their green cards that they've been waiting for years. There's people who've been in that system for over 10 to 12 years that can't get it going because new people keep coming in, so it keeps jamming up the immigration system. We need to free that up. We need to get the people who've been doing this legally, who've been trying to get their paperwork done legally, we need to get them through the system, and this is an easier and fastest, more efficient way of doing it. Plus, for the whole state in general, it generates more revenue, generates where we can lower our taxes. It helps us be able to move to the next level of cutting taxes from your gas prices to your property taxes. You guys heard me say this. If your property's paid off, you shouldn't have property taxes. It doesn't make sense. When you buy something, you paid your taxes. It doesn't mean that it's an accruing system. Taxes on your property should be paid till you pay off your house. When your property is paid off, your taxes should be paid off with them. I don't understand why we're paying taxes on the land that we own. That doesn't make sense to me. It's like paying taxes on your car every year, even though you paid it off. Now, I know we have to pay DMV fees, but we're going to work with DMV fees also to bring them down to where competitive with our neighboring states. It's a shame that here it costs you $600 to $800 a year to put your car on the road, and we have the worst roads of anybody. Yeah, if you went to Nevada, it costs you $35 a year to have the same car on their roads, which are a lot better kept up than us. What does that bring us to? Money management. Our state just wastes too much money on stuff that probably we shouldn't be wasting. We're too worried about giving handouts instead of hand up. So we need to start getting rid of some of the free programs and get people back to work. Trade schools. We need to bring our trade schools back to the state of California. We need to run our trade schools through our junior colleges where they can specify on a certain trade so that we can get people back to work. The idea is to get Californians back on their feet, back to work, back to a productive society where everybody can be successful, where everybody can have anything that they have ever dreamed of. The American dream or the California dream should be at a hand's reach, not living underneath a bridge, not losing your job because the governor decides to shut down your place of employment. We should be working towards bringing more industry into California, getting people back to work, getting them the skill set that they need to be back at work. So California, we're going to be a place where we're going to go back to work. I want to be able to say California unemployment rate is at its lowest across the board. Get rid of critical race theories in schools. God, we need to start with schools, right? We need to get rid of that in school. First of all, we're going to get rid of the race thing on everything. You're no longer going to have to put your race when you apply for a job, apply for a loan, apply for a college. We have got to get rid of using race as an excuse of why you got the job, why you didn't get the job, or why you should get something. You should be able to get anything that you've earned. That means your qualifications should be your schooling, your work ethics, not your race. Because we just didn't have enough people. Because we just don't have enough of that race, we got to hire you. Or I don't have enough women, or I don't have enough men, so I got to hire. No, we're going to go back to a society where you actually earn and you actually get hired on your own merits because you deserve the job, because you deserve to be at that college, because you deserve it. Not because it's your skin color, not because of your heritage. We are actually going to go ahead and actually do things the way it should be. You're going to earn your way through life. You're not going to be given your way. People, we're going to reform welfare, and we're going to go back to welfare to work, where people actually earn the right. We need to be able to get these people back on their feet, families building, not staying in the same area. People talk about, and I could talk about this because I grew up in it. They talk about bad neighborhoods, unfortunate. What do they call it? The ghetto, the hood, the barrio. I grew up in that. So my brothers and sisters. But that's no excuse for us to have to stay there. And I think that's where people get a little messed up sometimes. They think that they need to stay there. Well, you don't have to. You have to have an opportunity to work. You have to have an opportunity to be able to make a better living. And you got to have that opportunity to make better choices with what you're doing. So where does all that start? Well, it starts at home. But it starts with kids respecting their parents and the government staying out of parents and kids' lives. It's about giving parents the right back to be parents and their authority as a parent. Nobody knows how to take care of our kids better than us. Nobody understands our kids better than us. So we are going to get out of people's lives and houses, and let parents actually be parents and teach their kids manners, teach their kids respect, where they go to school and they actually respect their teachers. So we are going to get to that point where we're out of people's lives. Go back to church. Go back to your religion. Go back to letting your churches help you raise your kids in a godly way. We're going to get away from sexual, what do they call that? Teachings, I guess you could call it, or gender. Okay? If you're a boy, you're a boy. If you're a girl, you're a girl. If you're a school teacher, you're a school teacher, not a psychologist. So stop telling kids what sex they think they should be, or that they're a boy, but they really should be a girl. That's not your job. In school boards, you need to get with the program, because that's not what you guys are there for. You are there to ensure that our kids get the best education. And guess what? You have failed the California people. You have failed those students, and you have failed at the school board job. Because we are number 48 out of 50 states, worst education anywhere. We are going to take our education back. Whether you want government involved or not, unfortunately, when it's a public school, the government is involved. But the government needs to be responsible and make sure that our kids get educated. They learn math. Math isn't racist, guys. Science, English, economics, a trade. They got to learn how to do something. They want to play sports. They got to learn physical ed. They have to start being in shape. We have got to start taking care of our kids now. And we have got to stop using the word racism for everything that we do. Because guess what? That word doesn't really mean much anymore, because everybody's a racist. If you don't agree with somebody, you're a racist. If you ask for ID, you're a racist. God, don't go buy a beer today. Don't go fly anywhere today. Don't try to get into anything. Don't go to DMV because they ask you for an ID. Voter ID is not racist. It's making sure the right people vote and the right people that are supposed to be voting. It's a way to protect our rights and a reason why people want to become United States citizens, so their voices can be heard, so they do have something in the game. It's not racist to ask for ID. It's racist to discriminate somebody because of their color or their gender. Racism pretty much stopped in the United States. The only reason that's being talked about is because we keep bringing it up. If we didn't worry about somebody's skin color, it wouldn't be brought up. If we didn't worry about one group or the other, it wouldn't be brought up. How can you be racist when you had a black president for 8 years? If any of you guys can answer that to me, please do. Our rights are being trampled on every day, from having to wear a seatbelt to not smoking in a restaurant to not being able to ride in the back of a pickup truck, to not being able to punish our kids for misdoing whatever they did. Our rights been taken away little by little. Our gun rights are hardly no rights anymore. They're taking them away from us in the state of California every which way that they can. When there's gun violence, we talk about the gun manufacturer. We talk about the honest citizen who has a gun, but we forget about talking about the guy who's selling it on the black market or where they got that illegal gun from. We don't prosecute them, but we prosecute law-abiding citizens. They're making 75,000, 76,000 inmates out of jail way early when they shouldn't have been left out. We have a lot of problems in California. It's time that we get some California solutions for our California problems. And it doesn't mean about voting for somebody that doesn't even know what sex they are, let alone how to balance a budget. It doesn't mean about getting a career politician in there, who, as we talked about here a little bit ago, San Diego has one of the biggest homeless problems around, and our homeless vets. Why do we want that guy in office? Or how about a guy that runs around with a bear that, I guess last November when he actually had the chance to get the beast out to actually fight for California, fight for the California people that voted for him, he went into hibernation. But now the beast is awoke. Okay, so what? November will go back in hibernation? Come on. How about getting some real people in there that really have something to say, that want to actually make a difference? They're not worried about fame, not worried about the political stance, because most of us aren't politicians and we don't care. Why would you get somebody who's in assembly or in the Senate or in Congress right now to come and be your representative for governor? Because we're in this mess here because of our career politicians. And those guys are in office right now because they may have taken Gavin Newsom to court, but they lost. And even at that, they still don't stand in front of us. They still don't come and fight for us. They just want to come and sell their books that we paid for already. Well, they took their year hiatus and they got their $100,000 a year, yet they wrote a book and then they want to charge you for their book. Why would we want people like that in office? You want to make a difference in California, you want to make a difference anywhere, start your local offices, local representation. We just talked about how the school board has failed us. We need to change those people. We need to change county council. We need to stop worrying about our parties, because both parties have failed us. All three parties, all four parties have failed the California people. It's not about party lines anymore. It's about what's best for our state. So what's best to save California while we still have a California to save. Start locally. Get involved. But you really want to make a difference in California? Share and like my videos. Let people know who I am. Help me get my name out. Help other grassroots candidates that you might be supporting get their name out. Stop worrying about who made it on television. Because that guy who made it on television, you probably can't go up to him and talk to him tomorrow and have a decent conversation with. Too busy feeding the bear. Start thinking, what's best for my state, what's best for me. It's not your career politician, because of them, where we're at today. Get somebody with some real solutions for our real problems. And that's a lot of it. We have got to look for our local leaders, even people who are going to be governors, that love California, that love your county, that love your state as much as we do, that are there for the right reasons. Not everybody with money is going to shine. Most people get left behind because of people with big money that can actually outspend them, out-advertise them. Doesn't mean they're the best person for a job. It just means that they had a little deeper pocket and they were able to get their names out there. So bigger donors actually went towards them because they had the money, and doesn't always mean you have a chance to win. Ask John Cox. I think he's ran 10 times, hasn't won once yet. So it's not always about that. It's about getting the right message out to the right people and getting the California voter to vote for the right person, because all in all, we work for the California people. I am interviewing with 40 million of you, and I'm hoping to earn 40 million of your vote and support. School board should be neutral on politics. They should be about kids, but they lost their way. 100% agree with that, Angela. School boards, county council, all that should be a neutral, should be a bipartisan, should never be about this party or that party. They should be about the people who they're serving. They should be about the county and what we need to do to make that county better. They should never be about which political group you're at. And that's why I say both political groups have failed us. Yes, I'm a Republican. I'm not happy with the Republican Party. I'm happy with my fellow Republicans, but not the Republican Party. I didn't care for the people who turned around and asked for Donald Trump's endorsement, whether you like Donald Trump or not. Leave that to one side. You ask for the man's endorsement, then you stab him in the back. If they did that to him and they asked him for help, what are they going to do to me and you? What are they going to do to their district? They apparently don't care. They apparently got a better agenda. And it's not us. It's not what's best for our country. It wasn't what's best for our state. That's why I have a problem with that. Not what they did or to who they did, is what they did to that person. It's how they did it. They asked for help and then they turn around and stab somebody in the back. And that's what we have as our leaders. People ask me all the time, did I support Donald Trump? The answer is yes. I did support Donald Trump. I didn't care about his tweets. I didn't even read them. But Donald Trump was the right person to keep America first, to keep our safety first, to create jobs for us, to keep our taxes lower, to keep industry going, the pipelines flowing. How many jobs did we lose when we changed presidents? How many jobs are we losing in California every day while Gavin Newsom stays in office? And our rest of our politicians that we have in office right now, our assemblymen, are they out here fighting for us to get these stupid mandates off? They're not. They're enjoying their good paychecks. Not one of them lost any money. Not one of them had to suffer the way we did. That's why I say both parties have failed us. That's why, whether I was running or not, I wouldn't vote for a career politician ever again. I'd rather vote for the underdog, for the guy who's actually, or the woman who's actually here for the right reasons. I'm going to remind everybody where I'm going to be at this week. We're running out of time right now. Thank everybody for joining us, coming on, or even leaving your comments. We read pretty much a lot of them today. Yes, I'm considering leaving the Republican Party. Rhinos have ruined it. I'm not leaving the Republican Party. I'm going to keep fighting it because I will not leave California either. I'm going to fight, and we're going to fix it. We're going to have bipartisan. We're going to help people get elected. We're going to help the right people get elected. We're going to put out the people who aren't the right people. We're going to let the California people know with transparency what is going on. We're going to be open about everything. And that's what we need in Sacramento. We need people that will fight for us every day. If we know somebody's a rhino, let's get another person in there to replace them. Let's help somebody else get in office. Let's remove these people. 5, that's all we need. 5 California Senate seats to shift so the Democratic Party will not have full control anymore. That's all we need. 5. But we need 5 honest people that want to run, that want to do this for the right reason, that want to get out there in front. The problem is the right people don't always have the funding, don't always have the backing. But if we can make this happen, if we could show them that somebody with not a lot of name recognition, not a lot of money, can win the government ship, that will help motivate other people like myself to run for those 5 spots. Help us in the assembly and get those spots where we have a bipartisan, where we're even, where everybody has equal representation, because that's not what we have right now. It's not about one party anymore. It's about us, Californian people, taking back a seat at a time, taking back the governmentship, getting back the Secretary of State, getting back the Attorney General who represent the California people. And that's what we have an opportunity to do right now. I'm going to say this. Check yes on recall Gavin Newsom. Vote yes for the recall. Check Diego Martinez, next governor of California. And I promise you in 14 months, I will make a bigger difference than your last 3 governors have in 16 years. What is it? No, it's more than that, right? No, you got 16 by 2. Yeah, about 20 years. I will do that in 14 months. I will make a bigger difference than all 3 of them did when they were in office. And I will sure as hell make a bigger difference than what Gavin Newsom did or has done in the last 2 years, because guess what? No more mask mandates, no more vaccines. We're not going to force anybody to do anything they don't want. Parents are going to have more control. We're not defunding the police, and we will have voter ID in the 2022 election. We will make this happen, and it takes each and every single one of us to share my vote, get behind me, and let people know where I'm at. Share all the videos. Tell your friends about me. Diego Martinez, candidate for governor of California. I am running in the recall. And again, yes on the recall. Check Diego Martinez for governor. Bakersfield, I will be there on Saturday at the block party. I want to invite everybody who's in the Bakersfield, Fresno area. Come on out. Come say hello. Come enjoy the music. Come have some food. Meet and greet. That's what it's about. Sunday, we have a debate. I'm going to post that online so all of you guys can see it. You guys can see where I pair up next to other candidates who are running. Also, on Monday, I'm going to be with the veterans back in LA. We're going to have the flags out there. We're going to have the media out there. I encourage you, if you're in LA, come out, come show your support for our veterans. They need it. I want to thank James Spencer, Robert Rosenberg for enlightening us and being out there, being the voice of our veterans. You have helped, my friends. I'm out there and I'm going to help you guys. We're going to get the voice. We're going to let everybody know what's going on with our vets. But if it wasn't for James Spencer and Robert Roseberg, none of this would have ever happened. We wouldn't be where we're at today. But these guys have gone out there, have gotten fundraisers together, have gotten tents for our vets. They have done an awesome job. We will not defund the police, and we will keep CalPERS, except we're going to make it better. We're going to strengthen it up, and we're going to give back CalPERS the money that we have stolen as a state to make sure that all our government employees, fire, and police have the money that they've earned when they retire for their job that they have done to keeping us safe. We will make sure CalPERS stays intact, but stays in a healthy. Yes, I know we have to redo it. We have to rebuild it. We have to put some money back in there, and we have got to make sure that secures your future. We will start helping our veterans, and we will help our elderly. My name is Diego Martinez, and I am the candidate for governor of California. Thank you for joining me on Waking Up California every Thursday morning, 9 a.m. You guys are more than welcome to join in the live stream at any time. We talk about any political subject. This is nonpartisan. I would love both parties to come together and be able to have a discussion. Till next week, we will see you guys again, and we will make California great again. I don't want to say golden because we're a ways away from that. I'm the first step to a long line of good governors that will make a difference in the state to get us back to where we need to be. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Waking Up California at 9 a.m. Diego Martinez, candidate for governor. Don't forget, DiegoMartinezForGovernor.com. Go to the bottom of the page, hit the donate button. Every little bit helps. I will see you guys on the campaign trail. If not, I will see you guys next week at Waking Up California.